Many companies make rockets and spacecraft and send them into space. One of them is SpaceX, which is run by Elon Musk. In the history of the satellite revolution, many satellites have fallen apart and crashed somewhere in space. But this crash that we're going to discuss is among the first collisions with the moon. It happens when a spacecraft is too old, or it may be scheduled to crash that is used to gather information. Now, the rocket that is made and sent into space by SpaceX is soon to fall on the moon. Hey guys, welcome back once again. In today's video, we will discuss the reason behind this crash, whether it was planned or an accident, its effects on the moon, and some other crashes on the moon in history. Hey, do you know the rights of the moon? No? Oh, stick to the video till the end. I'm gonna explain it too. So let's jump into the video and see what we have on our list for today. Let's get started. SpaceX rocket to fall. It is heard that a rocket by SpaceX called SpaceX Falcon 9, which was launched in the year 2015, is now going to end its life by crashing into the moon. It was sent to observe the deep space climate around our planet, but now this top upper stage rocket is to crash on the moon on March 4th, which is a whole month away, as predicted by Bill Gray, who declared himself the only person who is keeping track of Falcon on the software, and its speed will be more than 9,000 kilometers. Its movement was not synchronized ever since. It has been doubling up there for a long time, but now it cannot make more space observations and has decided to rest in peace on the far side of the moon's surface. So it cannot be observed by astronomers on Earth. Its impact time is calculated at 7:25 a.m. Eastern Time by some amateur scientists. As astronomers say, the crash is not a big deal, but it is a major concern to moon archaeologists. They are curious to know the impact of this crash on the moon's environment and its surface. History of lunar crashes. As far as the history of crashes is concerned, it involves planned crashing missions, failed missions, and accidentally crashing incidents. Soviet Luna 2. The first crash that was observed in history was of Soviet Luna 2 in 1959. It was among the earliest spacecraft. It was released about 2 years after the first satellite was sent to space and became functional, which is called Sputnik 1. It consisted of the rocket, 3 bombs, and 1 probe. One bomb was filled with sodium gas so that when it releases a cloud of sodium gas, the crash became visible to be observed on Earth. The other 2 bombs consisted of pentagonal medallions that were used to release 144 medallions over the surface of the moon that were inscribed with Soviet symbols at that day. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell to get updated about new updates with various space news each time we update a new video. Let's discuss some of the major failures in history. One of them was Israel BERESHEET lander. Israel BERESHEET lander. Israel released its spacecraft in 2019. It was a major scandal as it contained a cargo of tiny tardigrades. The Japanese Okina satellite also crashed in 2009, like several others that decayed at the end of their mission. The Ebb and Flow spacecraft by NASA crashed in 2012, but that crash was planned as not to hit the Apollo landing sites. It crashed with a speed of 6,000 kilometers per hour and left various craters in a 6-meter wide band on the surface of the moon. Some crashes on far side of the moon. Except for this crash we are concerned about within this video, there's only US Range Probe 4, which crashed in 1962, Change 4 lander, and U-22 rover of Republic of China. But more craters are not observed because the soil on the far side of the moon was stickier than the near side, so the density of craters is low there. If the rocket stage strikes up with these natural spacecraft like the moon or some other planet, it has the potential to damage them, but previous statistics do not hint at it. SpaceX Falcon 9's part is going to fall in the Hertzsprung crater, which is far away from the Aitken Basin where the Chinese spacecraft is operating. As we said, this is not going to be observable from Earth, but still, NASA's reconnaissance orbiter is likely to take a picture of the impact after the collision. It will help us discover more of that region, and space archaeologists can tell us about the impact by observing its geology, by its color difference, and by observing the fell-off parts after the strike. This will allow us to learn more and will help us to discover the moon's far side, which is more like a mystery to us. Now, the big concern of ours is that what will be its effect on the environment of the moon as well as the lunar impact? So let's see, what are those, or are there any reasons to worry? Crash landing. It is going to crash land on the moon's far side and it will leave a crater on the lunar surface. And we will not be able to observe the phenomenon as far side is not visible to us. But yes, after answering Bill Gray's request online, amateur astronomer somewhere 50 miles west of London who pointed on the sky has a 15-inch telescope in his garden which is named as the Great Shefford Observatory, has observed the rocket stages unzipping, which took a few minutes. The owner of this telescope is Peter Bridwhistle, who is a retired professor of internet technology. It is said afterward that astronomers will be able to capture this moment again after a month, and then it will fall and hit on the dark far side. End of SpaceX Falcon 9's journey. Environmental impacts. This rocket is moving at a much higher speed, which is even comparatively higher than that of ebb and flow rockets, and the crater will be huge. Also, it will spread dust and gas up there after the crash in that airless world before sometime it settles down. The rights of the moon. Many years ago, whenever a thing used to strike with the moon, it was called dead because there was no living entity or population, so it wasn't a big deal. But then with time, a group of independent researchers put forward the rights of the moon. It declares that the moon has a right to exist and remain undamaged by human activities and to continue its actual life cycle and revolution about the Earth and the Sun. Although people have bought plots on the moon, populating the moon is honest with these sets of laws. But as far as the falling of SpaceX Falcon 9 on the moon is concerned, it is not a big deal as the moon is surrounded by various meteors all the time which keep falling and striking with the moon. This will be just like another one. So, there will be no violation of the law. It will help us tell you more about the undiscovered side of the moon and what its nearby areas look like. It will also help in yelling the composition of the moon. That's it for today, folks. This is the big news of the month that we told you about in our video. But it is not something new, and of course, it will not be a good start to 2022 for SpaceX. I hope you all liked the video. If yes, then don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to Gen Z Tech. The future begins here. Here you'll find another video on the screen. Must watch it and let us know your thoughts about it. We'll come with another video soon, and until then, stay safe and healthy. And just a short update to keep you all well informed. According to an update posted by astronomer Bill Gray, who wrote the project Pluto software used to track near-Earth objects, the object on a collision course is not a discarded SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket stage, but a Chinese Long March 3C rocket stage. The object is named WEO913A, and whatever its identity, its calculated trajectory remains correct. It should collide with the far side of the moon on 4th of March 2022 at around 12:25 p.m. UTC.